Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. I'm here in Argentina, and today I wanted to talk about being an observer and changing also. Um, because as you may know, I am back from a travel to Chile, to our country next to ours, and during this trip, I found that many things I've experienced have been most from my observer side of things. And when you try to change yourself, to think differently, to change somehow some things, when you start this change journey, this self-development journey, you could say, um, you start by doing things at first, doing the tactics. As I always say, you try to, I don't know, get more healthy, have better food, and you start by doing things you consider to be good for you, for your life, for yourself, for your mind. You try to sleep better. You, I don't know, different things you do. I don't know, mindfulness stuff. Um, you start to read books of self help, and those are just things that, of course, can help you a lot, can help you see it differently somehow, sometimes. But what can actually help, really, really help you, is observe yourself and be an observer of life without judging, which is actually rather difficult to do. Mm, And I found some reflections for myself during this trip. Our every interaction, every relationship, every chat, every conversation I have with other people, even a gesture, or I don't know, even a look or something, because you can learn from others and from yourself, interacting with other people too. Not only what your thoughts are, but how you behave and how you interact with others is one of the best ways to learn about yourself and your things. And I have been also talking a lot with my friends during this trip, and we are so different. We there are four of us, and we are so different from each other that you can actually learn so many different things that I realize I have in myself, some attitudes and some thoughts, some uh, one thing from many of the girls, and they, I think, have also learned something from me, and we were talking a lot about things, about life. But well, I don't want to make it all about myself, so I wanted to tell you, or to express some things I've been learning during this. I mean, at this journey of life, but also that have been condensed somehow into some thoughts during this trip. So I have been observing, for example, that um, I got, I don't know if to tell this anecdote because it involves someone I known, but there was a situation we had to live there, and that was kind of frustrating, and it was disappointing for us too. But of course, we had a lot of talk with ourselves. I mean, in the group, and I realized, but just by observing the situation, that I could learn that when people do something that you consider that's a bad attitude, or that's something done wrong, or uh, basically it's a misunderstanding. It's something that there is no one's responsibility, and at the same time is everyone's responsibility. um, when you observe things the way they happen, and not just by judging this people is this or that, or those are, I don't know, yeah, this is this guy or this girl is this kind of people, because you are just trying to categorize the people just because of one situation. And sometimes what you actually learn is that context, as I always say, context is everything. The same person can behave in different ways and different contexts. And well, that was just a good thing to observe, that when you realize that we are just players in a big act, it's just like that. Sometimes you have to be the good player or the victim, or you have to be, I don't know, the charismatic one. Or you may think that some people are always the player, or the play they do is in their behavior. For example, this charismatic guy that you might find, and then you realize that they also have a dark side, or a different mm, way of behaving according to different situations, different things that happen in their life. So I try to keep in mind that we are all players in a big act, and that's how we should treat each other. I mean, today I'm playing um, this role here, talking to you. I'm playing the role of I don't know, second of monologue thing I'm doing, and it's just a role for me just now. Maybe when I'm talking to a friend, I'm playing the friend role, and sometimes it's a more I don't know, as an advisor, for example. Some other days I'm playing a role of being the angry one with other people. And I think if you just observe these things like that without judging, you say, okay, that's the role she's playing now, and that's the thing she's doing now. And maybe just by knowing that it's a misunderstanding of what you and the other person and everybody around is, that we are actually all the same person. I mean, the same person meaning that you can learn from others, because you have also been angry, you have also been a victim in different situations, but you can relate to that, and you can actually observe, just be an observer of the situation, like if you are watching a movie. And that was regarding the past situation we had. But of course, you can also learn from we tend to speak or talk more about bad thing happenings, but we tend to forget that we can also learn from good things. For example, I had so many nice experiences during these trips, and I met some incredible people from Australia, from Chile, from Egypt, even here from Argentina. I hadn't met before, and they were so amazing and so welcoming in this festival that we were in, that you can learn that there's so much love in the world anywhere you go, and you have just to be open to see that, and to somehow you can learn from that too. You can change from that. You can nurture your heart, your soul. I don't know if you believe in that, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to make you understand that I had also the thought about everybody in the world is a big bill of people who are useless and that kind of thing. But now I understand that everybody can give love and can also be welcoming. Um, so just be open to that. Just be open to try new things. And as I said before, We were to this festival of dance, Oriental dance, and there were so many people I hadn't ever seen in my life. There were some others who we re-encountered and had the pleasure to see again and were so happy. But there were also people I hadn't met in my life, and they were so welcoming, and we even hugged each other. We were really happy, and really really amazing people that some others didn't even speak Spanish, but they didn't have to, because you could, just by having a look, for example, with one of the, especially with Amel Tafsud, one of the teachers there, you didn't need to know even English to speak with her, because she, just by looking, you knew what she was feeling, and transmitting people, and it was actually really good. So, as I was saying, I think I'm kind of rambling because I'm so moved by this festival, this trip, and I think you can experience that, as I also I'm not only experienced you that during a festival or during an encounter with other people, but you can also experiment that in your own city, your own house. There are always uh, people willing to help, willing to give things, and the main topic here was observe yourself. In this case, be an observer and change, because when you are in a situation, just by looking at it, you can actually change it. You know the experiment of the double, what's the name of, rendija, the double hole, where you, when the observer watch the atom, the particle, go through a certain place, you actually observe that reality. But otherwise, there are infinite possibilities. So if you, and I'm getting a bit metaphysical here, um, but if you are open to observing yourself, your own interactions with other people, you can also learn from yourself, and you can change. And it gets a habit to start observing how you feel, how you are, what is your body position even, and with enough practice, you start to be able to change just in seconds. In a second, you can change yourself and your attitudes, and changing yourself, you can also change other people's attitudes and behaviors, and you don't have to be I don't know, an illuminated person, or I don't know, uh, the Dalai Lama, or anything to do that. Just by observing yourself with enough practice, with enough love for yourself, you can also give that as a gift to others. And as I was saying, if you receive an angry response, or a bad attitude from other people, that only means that there's this misunderstanding there. And sometimes you decide to leave that for a moment, for a few hours, or sometimes you react in some way, and it's up to you to decide. But if you are more conscious of how you're feeling in the moment, it's also better for you to react and to decide. When you have nothing in your mind, you can decide which is the right place to be, or the right attitude to take, or how to change your attitude in a second. That you can actually do that, just by realizing how is your actual state, or maybe just acknowledging, yes, I am angry, and I don't know. It's like, sounds like magic, but you can actually change that by acknowledging or by accepting the way you're feeling. Um, Well, actually, having said that, I'm going to give to tell you an anecdote that happened the other day for me in the subway, in the metro rail, or maybe you call that the tube. And there was a man that was, I don't know exactly how, but a woman started to yell at him, and he got so angry, and he started to yell more, and then it was escalating. And I was kind of shocked because nobody knew what was happening. So a very tall man um, approximated to this guy that was yelling, and he took him by the shoulders and looked at him and said, "What you are saying is right, but say it slower, say it in a more pacific voice." And he was looking at his eyes, and he was saying that, and that was so powerful, actually, that this man was so calm and taking this guy by the shoulders and making him calm just by touching him. So I was kind of shocked and surprised. And I think that's this guy did have the his his self understanding of what's going on, and he didn't say yes, you are right, or the other person is wrong, or anything like that. He said, okay, what you're saying, let's just say it in a slow voice. And he actually kind of controlled the situation, or made the situation easier for both this woman who got actually more relaxed after this, and the guy started to calm down. And after that, nothing else happens, and they were more relaxed. And I thought that was a very powerful action, and I was kind of amazed. So I wanted to share this experience with you. And what I actually could feel about this person that was so calm and relaxed, and but very strong and firm when he was um, talking to the man, that I said to myself, this guy knows exactly what to do, because he knows himself, and he's a good observer of what was happening. So, um, as I was saying, if you want to change yourself or some situation or anything, you first have to know about yourself, and observe the situation as if you are watching a movie. And just by looking at what's happening without judging, without saying, um, "Oh, you are wrong" or "you're right" or whatever. Just be open to the possibilities, and I think that's what gives you the clarity to act in the best interest for everybody. So, well, that's just what I wanted to say. I didn't have any specifics this time, because I think um, that there were so many things going on there, but especially there was so much love around the places I've been, and in the situation too. Because when you don't judge others, I think you are from a place or a position of love towards others, accepting that they are maybe in a misunderstanding, or maybe they are right what they are saying. So just by being a not judger, you are more open to new possibilities. So I hope you like this video right here, and if you want to watch the other ones that are coming on Thursdays, uh, 11 a.m. Argentina time, please subscribe. I think there is some kind of notification you can subscribe to for when this live starts. And well, that's all I have to say. If you like this and want to comment something, please do, and feel free to do this. And see you next update. Bye bye.